All right, Shalom.
Shalom.
We want to give all praises to
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Ba'ashem,
Yahweh
Yahweh
Shai.
Shai. Peace and salutations to the elect of the nation of Israel. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. And also, this is the brother Aina from the GMS Dallas camp.
Katakamat from GMS Dallas.
And today we just wanted to get into a quick lesson regarding the name of the Heavenly Father, because he doesn't get enough fear. You know, he doesn't get enough respect. The name is played around with. It's not taken seriously, and it's really time for us as a nation, or at least those who are set aside for salvation, to come to the understanding that his name is needful for salvation. There's no other way outside of this captivity called America, aside from the Lord's name and the name of His Son. And so we're going to get into that today. So you can go ahead.
This is Hebrews chapter 11, starting at verse 6. But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is.
Right. So the first part of that verse saying that you have to have faith that his name is Yahweh, okay? And that his son's name is Yahweh Shai. It says that he that cometh to the Most High must believe that he is. That's what his name means. He is, right? So that being said, if you don't have faith that name, if you don't have faith in that name, that name can save you, then you don't know who the Heavenly Father is, and he doesn't know you. You keep reading.
Reading on. And that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
Right. So we have to diligently seek the mysteries and the prophecies, that have been revealed unto us. Just because you watch one video, or you heard somebody talk about this truth before, it doesn't mean that you're safe. It doesn't mean that you really understand much. You have to continuously, diligently seek the Heavenly Father from day to day in order to get that understanding. Okay? And then get that in Acts. We can start at verse 10.
This is Acts chapter 4, starting at verse 10. Be it known unto you all, and to all the people of Israel, that by the name of Yahushua HaMashiach of Nazareth, whom ye crucified, whom the Most High raised from the dead, even by him doth this man stand here before you whole.
Right. So when Peter was in Jerusalem and he healed the lame man, there was a lot of controversy because they what's his name? I can't remember his name right now. The guy Ananias, the high priest. He actually, he had a problem with the name, and that seems to be a problem, an online problem, in Israel today. Many Israelite groups who claim to understand that they're Israelites, don't accept the name of Yahweh and the name of Yahweh Shai. So therefore they cling onto some other God, and they're erring according to the scriptures. Just like how back in those days, when you had those of the circumcision, they worship the name Yahweh, but they wouldn't accept the Son. And so you can't get into the good graces of the Heavenly Father without first going to His Son. Okay. So when it says that by the name of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach of Nazareth, who ye crucified, whom the Most High raised from the dead, even by him doeth this man stand before you whole. If you don't believe that his name is Yahweh Shai and that he was crucified, and then the Most High raised him from the dead, then because the resurrection is a huge part of the doctrine as well. If you don't understand that, then you don't really have the whole role. Okay, you keep reading.
Verse 11. This is the stone which was set at naught of you builders, which is become the head of the corner.
Right. So the name Yahweh Shai is a huge stumbling block to the nation of Israel. That's right. Because they are constantly praising Caesar Borgia. They want to give all their praises to Allah. They want to get into Egyptology, all types of madness, except anything other than our true heritage. Anything other than Buddhism, Hindu, all of this, all the gods of the heathens are no gods, you know. And so you have to know, if you claim to say that you know who the Heavenly Father is, if you know somebody, you're supposed to be able to tell what their name is.
That's right.
You know, so that you can, so you have, that's when you, the first thing you do when you meet somebody, you ask what? You ask their name. That way you can build a relationship. If if you don't know the name of the Heavenly Father, then he's a stranger unto you. You know, so that's where the foundation lies: the name of the Heavenly Father and the name of His Son. Okay, keep reading.
Verse 12. Neither is there salvation in any other. Salakia. Neither is there salvation in any other.
Right. So there's no other way that you can be saved other than the names Yahweh and Yahushai.
That's right.
That's it. It says it clear cut. Okay? It says it clear cut. And you know it's not Jesus because the letter J was just invented 400 years ago. Okay? So use your brain. This wasn't even, the New Testament wasn't even written in English. It was written in Greek. But what did they speak back then? They spoke Hebrew, right? Only reason it was written in Greek was so because we were Hellenized, those who were scattered amongst all Asia and all over the world, really. You know, they were still speaking Greek from the previous Grecian Empire. Okay, so that's why Paul wrote these letters in the Greek. You can continue.
For there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved.
Right. So it says it clear cut. There is no other name under heaven whereby we must be saved. So if you're calling on any other name than Yahweh and Yahushai, then you're not calling upon the proper name for salvation. It's period. Okay? And you have men, you can go ahead and get that other scripture. You have men in Israel, like I said before, you know, who despise the name of the Heavenly Father. You have men in Israel who know the name, but they reject it. You know, they don't preach it. You know, if you have this name, you're supposed to be teaching it, like the elder apostle Tahar said. You know, you got to be pushing this word, man.
That's right.
You have to when you find out that you're an Israelite and who the Heavenly Father is, before any other understanding of prophecies or anything, your first priority should be giving reverence to that name, fearing that name. Because you have guys who understand the prophecies and understand all the mysteries, but they don't have brotherly love. You know, they don't have benevolence. They don't have the fear of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, which is that reverence. If you have reverence towards him, then you're going to keep his commandments. You can go ahead.
I got a precept.
Okay. Okay. Come.
This is Psalms 29:2. It reads, "Give unto Yahweh the glory due unto his name.
Come.
Worship the Lord in beauty of holiness."
Right. So you have his name is worthy to be praised, man. You know, it's not something to play around with. Like, you know, I don't understand how it's so hard. You know what I'm saying? To just to respect the name of the Heavenly Father. You know what I'm saying?
If I may add, that word glory means reverence, man.
There you go.
So you have to reverence the name. It's simple.
Go. There you go. You know. Did you have that in Malachi? You got something?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
This is Malachi chapter 1, verse 6. A son honoreth his father, and a servant his master. If then I be a father, where is mine honor?
Okay, so stop there. Okay, we just spoke about it in Psalms in that precept.
Right.
The Most High doesn't have any honor amongst you men because you don't revere his name. You know, you don't have any fear towards him. Okay, keep reading.
And if I be a master, where is my fear? Saith Yahweh of hosts.
Okay, so if he's Lord over you, if he created the earth, if he created the moon, the sun, you know, all the food that you've ever eaten, you know, the air that you breathe, the water that you drink, if he's master over all these things, why are you not respecting? Don't you respect your father? Hey, it really comes down to home etiquette. You know, a lot of Jake, they don't really have respect for their elders. You know, if you respect your father, or if you respect your mother, or whoever was your parental figure growing up, how much more the Heavenly Father, man, who made them and who made you, and who will make your children and everything that you own, and you know, who promised you, if you're an Israelite, everlasting life by simply believing on his name. Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna start that again from that point.
Okay.
And if I be a master, where is my fear? Saith Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai of hosts, unto you, O priests, that despise my name. And ye say, wherein have we despised thy name?
Right. So who are the priests of Israel? Those who understand that they're Israelites and who are pushing some form of doctrine, right? The false prophets. Lots of them are false prophets now, right? And so they're speaking deceitful things. They're speaking smooth things unto the congregation of Israel, and they're not pushing the name. They're pushing carnality. Okay, essentially when it boils down to it. Yeah, okay, you know you're an Israelite. Yeah, okay, you may wear fringes, but that doesn't save you. You know, that doesn't save you at all. It's about believing in the Heavenly Father, and so you can't when in the day of judgment you can't ask the Lord, how have we hated your name? If you really respected the Most High, then you would push His words. You know what I'm saying? You give respect unto His name. Okay.
The name is a strong tower. So, you know, those who know the name, they'll use those names because those names are going to come into play soon.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So there's some bad times coming to America, and those names are going to come into play, and they're going to be very important. So you reprobates out there that's going against the name, play yogurt and all this madness that, you know, calling on the wrong names, Ahaya. It's not the name. They're not going to help you in that day.
Yeah. Yeshua, Yahweh, Jehovah. I mean, there's a long list of false names, man, that are meant to trap up Israel, the sheep, the simple ones, into not understanding that these are false idols. You know, these are names that were put in place to be a stumbling block onto our nation. But the men of Great Millstone, through the elders and apostles of, through the chain of command, through elder apostle Tahar on down, are pushing that name hard.
That's right.
So that those who are of the elect, can wake up to our true heritage and get out of this hellhole, man, called America.
That's right.
Okay. Was that it on Malachi?
Yeah. That's on Malachi.
Okay. You got the last one.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to end it off on this one right here. This is just, you know, it's telling you, man, if you don't believe in these names, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, then you're really not of the elect, okay? And only the elect, starting with the 144,000, okay, and then the 1/3 of the men, women, and children who are of the house of David are going to be, or spiritually of the house of David, are going to be delivered out of this place, okay?
That's right.
So you can go ahead and read. Or did you want to read from a little bit up, or did you want to just go ahead and hit the point? Because I think there's. You can start. You can start at really verse 8 just to set the tone.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This is Ecclesiasticus Sirach, chapter 17, and I'm gonna start at verse 8. He set his eye upon their hearts, that he might show them the greatness of his works. Verse 9. He gave them to glory in his marvelous acts forever, that they might declare his works with understanding.
Okay, so who's going to declare his works? Who among Israel is going to declare the works of the Heavenly Father without understanding who he is?
That's right.
You know, it says declare his works with understanding. That means you have to fully know in your mind and perceive that his name is Yahweh, which means he is. It's not that hard.
That's
it's
right.
in the Paleo Hebrew.
That's right.
We are Hebrew Israelites. We spoke Hebrew. Okay, it's our native tongue. It's not God. It's not, you know. Every time you see Lord in all caps in the 1611 King James Bible, okay, it's translated from the Hebrew word Yahweh, which means he is. It's as simple as that.
That's right.
Okay, and then his son's name is Yahweh Shai, which means he is the deliverer. Okay, it's simple, you know. You can keep reading, brother.
This verse 10, this is the point. And the elect shall praise his holy name.
Okay? The elect shall praise his holy name. Holy means separate. Apart from all these other powers, all these other gods, okay? The elect will praise his holy name. Why? Because they're going to be delivered for believing in it.
That's right.
Which is what we start the lesson out with. So, I hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, we want to give all praises to
Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai.
Once again, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.